Hello, I'm Purelight. Welcome to another episode of my Christmas countdown. Today we're opening day 12 of my Minecraft Advent calendar. We got a bucket of water, which means that today we're thinking about rivers and waterfalls. Here in my single player world, there weren't any streams or rivers or waterfalls in this valley where I decided to make my base. So all of these rivers are ones that I've put in since then. You can see we've got one little waterfall coming down the cliffside and another one coming down from the top of the snowy mountain. Let me show you. All the way up here, you'll see it pours out from the side of the cliff to form a little pool up the top here, but then using mossy cobble and moss and just cobblestone, we've got this rocky looking area for the waterfall to come crashing down into the river below. On this side at the top there, it's more of a little canal really, so I was going for a sort of a ruined looking building with these cobblestone shapes here breaking up the flat surface, and the water flows out here and comes down to join the river from the waterfall. We've put in a very flat little bridge just going across so that the path can make its way across the river, and then it finally finds its way down to this big pond here. We've decorated with just bone mealing with some seagrass and then a few sea pickles underneath there as well. And as you can see from here, the pond flows under this little stone bridge and along to join the lower pond down here. And this pond is just surrounded with flowers, pretty much all the different sorts of flowers and plants and things that you can imagine around here. We've even got these little red plants from the nether. And again, some sea pickles light up the bottom and make it look a bit more detailed. We've got a little bench where we can sit beside the pond. Here on the Crafting for Christ server, my little riverside base has also been given a stream. There was no stream here naturally, this just seemed like there would be a good place for one, and so we've got lots of foliage and the mossy cobble around where the source comes out and bubbles its way down and along through this gardeny area under a bridge like this, and then down across the rapids where it becomes a little bit rocky and you can see it's starting to head down at a steep angle, and then the bridge crosses over here across what I'm calling the Blackrock Falls. This is a waterfall which I've created which comes down through amongst the rocks into this little inlet area which I've expanded and shaped before it goes heading out to the river. So we've got lots of cobbled deep slate, stairs and slabs and blocks and some mud that we begin to see here before it heads out into the bay a bit more. I've put some soul sand at the base of the falls just to provide a few bubbles such that it looks like the waterfall is coming crashing down. The town we've created here on the server is actually, I've named it Riverside because it's the side of a river. This whole sort of harbour side, I suppose, it's a bit like this big harbour wall was put in just to give it a bit of shape. Those pillars, as you can see, go all the way down into the water, and the ideal way to access this base is via the river and along beside these decorated edges of the river with lots of plants and life, past a little island with mossy details in the middle, and over to where our starter base is. So we've got just some lilacs growing over here, and then down here we've got some lilies, and this flower is a cactus flower on the top of a fence post, and over here we have a coral fan on the top of a waterlogged slab, mossy cobble slab, and I think they make quite good little lily flower substitutes. Here's another waterfall I made in the community district of the server. This one serves as the backdrop for a little mini parkour course. But the waterfall itself is made in a very similar way to the others. We've got a sort of mossy cobble area surrounding the water, and it comes down, and we come into a sort of little halfway pool here before the waterfall falls back down into this pond. The glowberries and flowers and firefly bushes all help to give it a bit of a lush, jungly atmosphere. And no, I won't be doing the parkour. I enjoyed building it, but I'm not really very good at actually doing any parkour. Oh! Fallen at the first hurdle. Ah well. Our Bible verse for today is also about rivers and waterfalls. Take a look. Here we are. Advent Day 12. This is from Psalm 42, and the psalmist calls to God saying, "Deep calls to deep in the roar of your waterfalls. All your waves and breakers have swept over me. By day the Lord directs his love. At night his song is with me." This author is expressing just how overwhelmed he is by his experience of God. He recognises God as something just greater and bigger than he could possibly imagine. He imagines him like a waterfall or like great crashing waves. And yet what he's overwhelmed with isn't the terrifying power, but the all-consuming love of his creator. Thanks for watching. Join me again tomorrow to open the next day of our Christmas countdown. Bye!